What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my ACL journey so far. So, on June 12th, 2021, I tore my ACL. It was just like any other football match. I was playing in the midfield when I got in a tackle and the opposing player made pretty hard contact with the lateral side of my lower leg, and it was just forceful enough that I guess the ACL gave in and it snapped. So when it happened, I had never felt anything like that before. I've had pretty bad patellar tendon pain growing up and playing, but I never felt any knee pain like that. It was like a really forceful snapping. I don't know if I heard it or I felt it, probably a combination of both, but I went down right away. I got up, tried to play it off, and then basically just a few minutes later, I collapsed under the pressure and needed to be carried off. At first, I told myself that the injury wouldn't affect me, but truth be told, it really did. It took over my mental, and I was not very happy, to say the least, for a pretty significant amount of time. I ended up not doing anything for a really long time. While I was injured, I was unable to work because I was unable to pivot and walk, and bend down and pick things up, which was part of my summer job. So I stopped working and I took an online course for the summer. Once I finished that, I basically just waited for my operation. So my operation was exactly 75 days after my injury. Was really blessed to get it at the time that I did, because just a few days later, a lot of surgeries in Alberta, where I'm from, were actually postponed because of. Anyways, I'm super blessed to have got the operation, even though I was upset that I was going to have to wait so long and worried that I might not be back in time for the next season. But looking back, I'm really happy and really grateful that I got it when I did. And I was in the hands of a really good surgeon and team, so I'm super happy with the way the operation went. And yeah, missing another preseason was tough. Just like my first year, I missed over half of it because of a quad injury. So this year to miss it, and I guess in my third year not to have a preseason, because it was a bit disheartening, because I honestly saw my college career going a little differently. But that's just what happens, in life, and you just have to accept it. The sooner you accept it and move on, the better. So I got the surgery and I was basically in my room for 2 weeks straight. My parents were around and they took really good care of me, and for that I'm super grateful to have such loving and kind parents who love me and care for me and want me to succeed and do well. But being there in bed, wishing I was playing, while I'm seeing posts on social media of my team playing and doing well in preseason, which I was super happy about, but it was just hard because I was wishing and thinking I should be there. I should be the one that's playing and getting my chance and making my dreams come true. But I was in bed 2 weeks, like I said. The first 3 days after the operation was some of the worst physical pain I have ever felt in my life. The first night after surgery, I didn't sleep. I was just moaning and groaning the entire night. You can ask my brother, he was in the room. I don't know if he slept well that night either because of all the noise I was making. But yeah, it was pretty awful, but painkillers helped me get through the night and the next couple of weeks. And then 2 weeks later, I had my 2-week checkup, and by that time I was already crutching around the house, going up and down the stairs. But until then, my mom was bringing me my meals. I needed help to get in and out of the shower and to go to the washroom. Like I said, 2 weeks later, had the 2-week checkup, and it went really well. The surgeon said that progress was looking good and that the surgery and everything went well. So I was cleared to go back to university and start school. By that time, school had already started, so when I came in, I had missed 2 weeks of school, so a lot of time was spent in the first couple of weeks catching up and working really hard to get back on track. And then 3 to 4 weeks after the operation, I started physio. I started working with an athletic therapist to get my knee better. I was only seeing the athletic therapist twice a week, but doing my best to do my exercises every other day of the week. I was using an electronic stimulator to help me stimulate the muscle and bring back some muscular control. I'm working on regaining strength and size right now, and I think everything's going really well. About 4 to 5 weeks after the operation, probably closer to 5 weeks, I started walking without crutches, and I was moving very slowly, but without crutches nonetheless. 6 weeks after the operation, I went back home for another checkup. At this checkup, I was cleared to take off my brace, and currently I am brace free, which is amazing. But however, there is still quite a bit of swelling in my knee, and that is something I have to probably work a little more on with icing and compression and elevation and stuff like that. But my athletic therapist and surgeon said things look like they're going pretty well, so I'm super happy with that. And also after that 6-week checkup, I was cleared to start biking. So I've been stationary biking a few times a week just to get my joint warmed up and ready for exercises and stuff like that. So hopefully soon I can start doing more forceful activities like jogging, running, which I know probably won't come for another couple of weeks, maybe even months, but I'm happy with the progress, like I said, and I'm looking forward to where the next few weeks take me. So right now I'm about to go back for reading break to see my family, as well as to have my I think it's my 10-week checkup, so hopefully that one goes well. But before I leave off with the end of this video, I just wanted to give you guys a couple tips for those of you that are struggling with long-term injuries, and maybe you're going through the same injury, maybe you have an ACL injury. Hopefully this helps. So the 4 pieces of advice that I have for you are as follows. So the first tip I have is just really simply take a break from the sport. For me, going to practices and trainings and things like that with the team where I see them playing and stuff like that, it's been tough on the mental aspect. It's been tough to, just still love soccer as much as I used to because of this injury and being on the sidelines a lot over the past couple of years. So I personally think it would be a great idea to just take a break for a little while. It's not even a really long break. I've just stopped going to team trainings. I still lift with the team in the gym and hang out with them, but I don't go to morning practices. I just go to my commitments, which includes school, some student leadership activities, and my rehab and strength training. So that still occupies quite a bit of time. And honestly, you don't gain a lot of time with an injury. You spend a lot of time doing rehab and other activities, trying to get back to your best, and then hopefully coming back better than you were before when you got injured. So take a break, but use that time wisely. The time that you're not training or watching the team train, focus on your rehab. It's like having instructions to fix a car. You could know all the exercises you have to do, but not doing them doesn't fix the car, right? So it's the same for your body. Knowing the exercises you have to do, but not doing them is not going to help you get better because you're not doing anything to help your body, right? So if you know the exercises, do it, and you'll be back sooner. You'll be feeling better sooner. So take a break, but use your time wisely. Tip number 2, like I've said in previous videos, is to train the body parts that are healthy and able. When you train your healthy body parts, your body is evolving and adapting to these new, higher, heavier weights. When you come back, you're going to be stronger and better than you were before you got injured. That's going to decrease your injury risk further, and it's going to help you perform better on the pitch and help you stand out more. Tip number 3 is a social one, and that's try not to be alone all the time. Being alone makes it really easy for you to get all in your feelings and be super emotional and hard on yourself, and you just start to think about things a lot and run a lot of scenarios through your head. So seeking out friends and being with them and just spending quality time with them and people that matter to you, especially family for me. They are the people that you love and want to share and enjoy little things in life with. So spend as much time with them as possible and do your best to just enjoy life, because you can still make the most out of something like this if you have the right attitude and mindset towards it. So do your best in that regard. And my 4th and final tip is don't focus on what you can't do, but focus on what you can do. What I mean by saying that is, if you can't juggle a soccer ball yet, or if you can't kick a soccer ball, you can't jog, can't run, don't think, oh no, I can't jog and run and cut and do all these lateral movements, but rather think, oh look, I can bike. Let me go hop on the bike and do my strength training exercises, and let me go get better in this aspect, and eventually that'll lead me to this phase. But if you spend too much time dwelling on the fact that you can't do these things, your mentality is going to affect the rest of your life, and your negative attitude is going to bring you down. You're going to perform worse physically, mentally, socially, basically in many areas of your life if you continue to focus on these things that you're unable to do. So focus on what you can do. Really focus on getting better every day. Follow the instructions laid out by your physio team and your surgeon, and you'll be back, hopefully, better than you were when you got injured. You guys have my support, everyone out there dealing with long-term injuries. I've been there multiple times, and I want you to know that you can still get a lot out of life. I know it's hard for you. I know it's sometimes going to be really difficult to see the positive aspects in these things, but just be present in the moment and really enjoy the time that you have. Things like this will pass. You will hopefully be back to your sport in the near future, and you will be better than you were before. Yeah, I'm supporting every single one of you guys. If you guys need some, encouragement, leave a comment below. I will respond. I respond to all my comments. I love my subscribers. I appreciate every single one of you. Yeah, look forward to seeing you guys soon in another video. Peace.